Hi everybody, we're back, I'm back, and today I'm going to do a vinyasa flow with you. So I hope you have your mat ready, a couple of blocks, a strap if you need it, and a blanket. Find a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Please feel free to turn on any music on your end in the background. And then come to a nice, comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, please. Feel the sit bones connecting with the mat. As you gently close your eyes, pull your belly in, please. And drop the chin to the chest. Move the head around in whatever way feels good. Starting to come to your breath. And then keep the chin down towards the chest. You can open up the eyes, lift the head. Let's take some seated cat-cows here. Inhale, shoulder blades together, gaze up. Exhale, shoulders come forward, round the spine. Pull the belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, just warming up the spine. Come back to a neutral place. Arms reach out to the side. Reach up. We're going to twist. Exhale. Twist over to the right. Sit up nice and tall, please. Feel the spine twisting. Feel the ribs rotating. Come through center. Inhale up. Exhale. Twist to the opposite side. One more each side. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Please make sure to modify your practice however you need to for your ability or for any injuries or discomforts that you may be having. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. It's always important to make the practice yours. So if I'm calling out a vinyasa and you don't feel like taking a vinyasa, you can just press back to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Come onto hands and knees, please. If I'm doing some pose that you're not familiar with, you can listen to my cues or just watch me and see if you can get into it. But if something feels like it's causing you pain, just absolutely stop. Okay? Discomfort, stop. If it's causing you a stretching sensation, even if it's a little intense stretching sensation, that's fine. But if there's pain or feels like something's going to pull or pop, then you got to stop. All right, let's take some regular cat-cows here. Traditional cat-cows. Inhale, curl the toes in. Gaze forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round up towards the ceiling. Press the mat away. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gaze forward, press to plank. I'm going to move pretty quickly in this sequence, in this class. So just do your best to keep up. Gazing forward, press back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're at the back of your mat. Fold over. Drop the head. Let it go. Plant the hands back on the mat. Walk forward, back to downward facing dog. Float back to plank, please, and hold. Gaze forward. Press back to downward facing dog. And this time, walk the feet up towards the hands and fold over. Uttanasana, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to plank, please. Press right back to downward facing dog. Now walk the hands back to the feet again. Fold over. We're going to inhale, lift the head, arms scoop around, rise up, palms touch. Exhale your hands back to heart center. Bring your feet a little closer. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana, or your Samastitihi. I always have trouble saying that word. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat. Walk forward to downward facing dog. And breathe here. Maybe jog out the feet. It's getting a little playful here. I personally get a little bored with my yoga if it's the same poses in the same order every single day. That's me. Some people like that. There are many forms of yoga practice that do that very thing. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Bend the knees. Walk to the front of the mat. Fold over. Inhale, scoop the arms around and up. Palms touch, gaze up. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, around and up. Exhale, fold, please. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. We're going to move through our first vinyasa here. So lower down, scoop it up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. We're coming right into a warrior one. Right foot comes forward, spin the back heel down, rise up. Exhale the hands down, step back to plank, move through again. Left leg lifts. Exhale to the front of the mat. Spin the back heel, rise up to your warrior. Hips are squared forward. Exhale the hands down, step back to plank, hold it, stay and hold it. Notice my hips are shoulder height. They're not too low, they're not too high. Move through. Vinyasa. And then downward facing dog. 5 breaths here, please. Child's pose is your option at any time. Keep reaching the chest towards the thighs, the head towards the mat, the top of the head, and the heels towards the back of the room. Does not matter if the heels reach the mat. Notice the spine has to be long. One more inhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, front of the mat, please fold over. Inhale, scoop the arms around and up, palms touch. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Okay, we're going to do that again and mix it up a little bit. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot comes back. Left foot comes back, plank pose, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Bend that knee, open that hip, gaze under that right shoulder, armpit. If you would like to flip your dog, you can go ahead, flip your dog. And if you flipped, flip back, please. Keep that right leg lifted. Bring it to the top of the mat. Come into a warrior one. Spin the back heel down. Arms reach up overhead. Find your footing first. Hips get squared forward. Reach up. And breathe. Palms can touch. Now bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Open the heart up towards the ceiling. Bend a little deeper. And then come forward into humble warrior. Folding over. Arms can lift off the small of your back. All right, engage your core. Rise up. Keep the bind. Pivot onto the ball of that back foot. We're going to come into a bound warrior 3. So you're going to come forward on that front leg. Lift that back leg, toes point towards the mat. Drop that left hip. Arch the back, gaze forward. All right, release. Whoops, I'm wobbly, that's okay. Release the hands to the floor. Lift the leg, standing split. So feel free to take any variation of this. You can Bring the left hand to the ankle or the right hand to the ankle. Find your drishti if you want to try to balance, holding the ankle with both hands. It's tricky. All right, wherever you're at, hands come back to the mat. Bend that front knee a little bit. Drop the back foot down. Rise back up into your warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. And then exhale the hands down. Step back to plank, please. Hold. Find your plank. Heart reaches forward. Slowly lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. In and out through the nose. Okay, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open that hip. Gaze under that left armpit. You can stay here, or you can drop that left foot, coming into your sort of back bend. We call it flipping our dog. Keep lifting those hips up. And then flip back. Keep that leg lifted. We're going to bring it to the top of the mat. Rise up into warrior one. Set those hips forward. Arms reach up. Maybe bend a little deeper in that front leg. Press into that back foot. Swim the hands behind you. Open the heart up. Drop the head. Come into your humble warrior. Shoulder comes on the inside of that knee. Drop the head down. Arms reach up. I have to straighten my leg. This puts a little pressure on my knee. I'm having left knee problems. So I'm going to listen to my body. Do what I need to. Please do the same. All right, engage the core. Rise up. Pivot on the ball of that back foot. Find your drishti, your focus in front of you. And then hop forward onto that front leg. Coming into a bound warrior 3. Just do not stare down at your feet. All right, release the bind, drop the hands. Now you can look down. Open that hip, standing split. Play around with your balance here. Take one hand on the ankle, maybe the other, but stare at something other than your foot because it's going to be wobbly. It's tricky. Playing around. All right, hands down to the mat, bend that front leg, drop that back foot down, rise back up, warrior 1, arms reach up. Feel the side body lift when you lift the arms. And then exhale the hands down, step it back to plank pose, please, hold it. Gazing forward, heart's forward, heels are back. Heart is forward, heels are back. Lower down, inhale up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here or come into a child's pose. Whatever's restful for you. I don't know if you can hear my breath, but I'm using the Ujjayi breath, engaging my Ujjayi breath. Mouth is closed, in and out through the nose, down a constricted throat. All right, come back to down dog if you're not in it. Inhale the right leg up. We're going to exhale it to the top of the mat. You're going to spin the back heel down. You're going to come up into a warrior 2. So this is what you're going to look like. Front leg is bent. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, but it's pointing slightly forward. Arms reaching for the front and back of the room. Gazing over that front middle finger to then take a reverse warrior. Come right back to warrior 2. Come into a side angle. Back to warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, arms reach up. Arms forward and back. Warrior 2. We're going to do that sequence 2 more times. Reverse. Warrior two. Side angle, forearm on the thigh, or feel free to bring the arm down on the front or back of that front leg. I like this. It gets me in the hip right here. Inhale, back up, straighten the front leg, arms reach up. Exhale, back. All right, last one. Reverse. Feels so good. Warrior two, side angle. Reach that top arm for the front of the room, open the chest up. Maybe you can gaze under that top armpit. And then rise back up, straighten that front leg, arms reach up. Keep the legs straight. Hands come down to the waist. We're going to come into triangle, but this is way too wide. Step up with that back foot. Set yourself up so you're heel to heel. Arms reach forward and back. This front hip comes in. Reach forward, down, and open. Top arm is reaching towards the ceiling. Staying and breathing. Try not to put so much weight in this bottom hand and be dumping all your weight in there. Stay light so that if you move it away, it's not that much different. A little different, but it's not that much. Press into that back leg. Engage the core. Rise up. Hands to the waist. Actually, bring your hands back out. Sorry. We're going to cartwheel the hands down. Bend that front leg. Step it back to plank pose. Press back to down dog or move through. And then we will do the other side. Couple of breaths here. Feeling good, right? Okay, I don't normally do the entire class as I'm teaching, so it gets me a little winded. Right? Normally I'm walking around, adjusting people, maybe demoing a pose here and there. But yoga teachers don't typically do the class with the class. So this is all new for me too. All right, inhale that left leg up. Exhale, gaze forward. Bring it between your hands, however you have to get there. I didn't start out as a yogi being able to get my foot completely up. Spin that back foot down, cartwheel the hands, bend that knee, gaze forward. So check your alignment, please. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, but the big toe is very slightly forward. Open the heart up. Feel the collarbones widening. Collarbone. Let's take a reverse warrior. Back hand slides down, pop arm reaches back. Warrior two, side angle pose. This is what I choose to do. You can come down on either side. Okay? Whatever feels good to you. This is my choice right now. Rise back up. Straighten that leg, arms reach up. A little break for our thighs. Sink. Reverse. Warrior two. Side angle. Reach those fingertips forward, opening up that chest. Press into that back foot. Rise up. Straighten the leg, reach up. Exhale, sink back to your warrior two. Virabhadrasana two. Last time, reverse. And then warrior two. Side angle. Back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Arms reach up. Keep the legs straight. Exhale the hands down to the waist. We're coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. This is way too wide. Step it up a little bit. Okay, then readjust your feet. Arms reach forward and back. Front hip comes in. Reach forward, drop down, peel open. Notice, this is one long line of my arms here. Top wrist and shoulder is directly in line with bottom wrist and shoulder, right? I'm not here, I'm not here. Open that chest up. Gaze can be anywhere where there's no strain on the neck. Okay, maybe looking up at the thumb, maybe looking at the side. So we're going to inhale, rise up. Hands to the waist. We're just going to step to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to step back with the right foot. Turn, face me. If you're not facing me, just flip yourself around so that you're like this. Nice wide legs here. Make sure your heels are out and your toes are in a little bit. So very slightly pigeon-toed. Hands on the waist. Gaze up. We're folding over here. Wide-legged forward fold. Reach the heart forward. Stay. Reach the sit bones back. Heart forward. And then drop down. Hands come down. You can round into this last little leg of it. Dropping the head. Maybe it reaches the mat. Maybe it doesn't. That's fine. Fingers are pointing forward. Elbows are bending. If they're bending back towards in between your legs, not out to the side. And then tip forward into the balls of the feet. Keep the heels connected. Walk the hands back so the toes are in line. So the fingers are in line with the toes. Stay here, no bouncing. Stay and breathe. Feel the backs of the legs opening. Every inhale, you can lengthen the back, and every exhale, maybe you fold a little further. Maybe you find some ease here. This is not easy, this pose. So everybody, press into the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine and gaze forward. Walk your hands forward. Wide-legged downward facing dog. Drop the chest. You should feel this in the chest. Long spine. Feel it in the shoulders. Kind of reach the sit bones back as you're reaching your fingers forward. And then bring your hands back. Grab up, grab the ankles, please. Pull yourself down a little further. And then hands to the waist. Lift the head, come up with a flat spine. Squeeze those thighs together as you lift. Good, okay. Just fold over, hands down. We're going to bend the right leg and flex that left foot. Now, if this right heel is coming up for whatever reason, maybe don't flex that other heel or don't bend so far into it. This is Skandasana, which is nice in the groin. Walk over to the other side. Right now, your feet are out. Okay, when they were wide-legged forward folding, they were in. But I'm sure you guys know this already. So just keep going back and forth, slow and steady, a couple of breaths on each side. Do maybe three sequences of this, 3 on each side. Okay, and then whichever leg is in the front of your mat, for me it's the left, I'm going to walk to the left, come into this sort of lunge here. I'm going to drop the back knee, we're coming into lizard. Hands come on the inside of that leg, drop the forearms down. If this is not for you, use blocks. I am actually going to use blocks because it's bothering my left knee. It's putting a lot of pressure on it. So I'm going to use blocks here. And drop the head, okay? You can interlace your fingers, that's fine, but don't have a death grip. So to avoid that for myself, I don't even interlace. I kind of come into prayer hands. And drop the head. Try to keep that left knee glued in to the shoulder. Stay and breathe for 5 full breaths. Okay, come on out of this. Move the blocks away if you use them. Bring your hands down on the inside of that leg. You're going to take your left foot and turn it to the left. Right hand stays on the mat. Left hand comes on the inside of that thigh. Press it away. Everyone see what I'm doing here? Pressing it away. Except I'm turning my chest to the left. All right, release that. Both hands back, one on either side of that front leg. Lift the back knee. We're just going to walk our hands to the other leg. Okay? Drop down onto the knee. Both hands on the inside of that leg. Come down into your lizard. Again, if you want to use blocks, I am going to use blocks. This side, I'm using them on the lowest height. The other side, they were on the medium height for me. Every day is different. Some days I can get my forearms down. Today, for some reason, no. And that's fine. 5 breaths here. Dropping the head. And just letting it go. You guys are doing great. We're moving at a fairly quick pace. I felt like that's what I needed today. So that's why we're doing this. All right, you're gonna come on up. Move the blocks. If you used blocks, both hands are still on the inside of that leg. You're gonna turn the right toes to the right. I will come forward so you can see me. You're gonna turn the right toes, whoopsie, to the right. Left hand stays down, right hand comes on the thigh and open up. Just don't press on the knee. And then release that, curl the back toes in. Coming back to my spot here. Okay, we're gonna come back forward to the front of your mat. So now you're back at the front of your mat. Back foot is going to pop forward, fold over. And then inhale, scoop the arms up, rise up. And then exhale the hands back around. All right, so I thought we could do a balance pose right now. So why don't we do dancer's pose, Natarajasana? So first we're going to take the right leg, kind of bend it forward, okay? I'll go this way and then I'll turn, okay? So you're gonna bring your right hand out to the side like you're hitchhiking. This is important because a lot of people don't turn the shoulder the right way. Hitchhike your hand back so the shoulder's open, okay? Then you're gonna grab the arch, the inner arch of that foot, the big toe side of the foot with the thumb facing the ceiling. That's what you're doing. I'm gonna gaze forward. Press the hand into the foot into the hand. It will cause the knee to lift. It will cause you to go forward. You can take the opposite arm out. Dancer's pose. Three more breaths. Okay, I fell out of it. You keep going. 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Slow and steady. Come on out of it. All right, so we're going to do the other side. So bend that left knee a little bit up. Left hand comes out, thumb is up. Okay, hitchhike your thumb back. So now the shoulder's open. Everyone turn your thumb down. You feel that? That's not how you want to feel it on your shoulder when you're grabbing. You want it open. And then grab the inner arch, the big toe side. Your thumb is pointing up. And then lean forward, find your drishti. Breathing here. 3 more breaths. One more breath. And then slowly come out of it. You want to come out, attempt to anyway, with as much grace as you did used going into it. All right, top of the mat, please. Let's take a sun breath, a cleansing of the aura. Inhale, round it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold, please. Inhale, rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands back around. Okay, Surya Namaskar B, but we're gonna switch it up. Utkatasana. Sink your seat, chair pose. Lift the heart. Stay low. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, move through, or press right back to downward facing dog. All right, listen carefully. Inhale the leg up, right leg, please. Exhale to the top of the mat. Rise up into a lunge, high lunge. Inhale those arms up, gaze up. Exhale, both hands down, left hand stays down, right arm peels open. Nice twist. Right arm comes down, rise back up, high lunge. Hands to heart center, another twist. Left elbow on the outside of that knee. Revolved lunge. Release that twist, rise back up. Last one, exhale, hands down. Bring the right hand on the inside of that leg, open up the left hand for a closed twist. Bring that left hand down, right hand on the outside, step it back. Plank pose, move through. Exhale, down dog, couple of breaths here. All right, left leg lifts up, please. Exhale it to the front of the mat. Rise up into a lunge. Alana, lunge. Keep reaching out through that back heel. All right, exhale your hands down. Right hand stays down, left comes open, twist. Exhale the hand down, rise back up, high lunge. Hands to heart center, twisting this way. Right elbow on the outside of that knee or thigh. Twist, find a drishti. Release the twist, rise back up. Last one, exhale the hands down. Left hand comes on the inside of that leg. Open up. Close twist. Drop that hand down, please. Come back to plank pose and stay. Stay in plank. Actually, just press back to down dog. You can move through if you want. Come back to plank pose, please. Okay, side plank. Forgot what it was called. Okay, I'm gonna do my left hand first because that's how I will face you. You do whatever hand you want. We're gonna do them one right after the other. Move one hand directly under your face. Stack your hips, stack your ankles. Keep those hips lifted. Side plank. If you want to modify, you can bring that foot in front and lift the hips up. All right, drop the top hand, roll right into it on the other side. Make sure the hand comes under your face. Puts you in alignment when you flip your body. Keep lifting those hips up. Drop the hand, back to plank, move through. And downward facing dog. All right, lift that right leg up. Exhale it between your hands, top of the mat. Come down onto that back knee. Rise up into a low lunge. Sink those hips forward. Drop the hands down. Left hand stays down. Right peels open. Another twist, this time with the knee down. Hands come down. Sink the hips back. Half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. If you have a full Hanumanasana or any variation of that in your practice, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to use my block here. Okay, this is my variation. Notice I'm using a block. Don't let the body just hang out. Okay, it has to be supported by something or it will never, ever open. It spends its entire time just staying tight and trying to hold you up. All right, we're going to slowly come on out of this in whatever way feels good to you. Come forward, back into this low lunge. Lift the arms up. Exhale the hands down, please. Step back to plank. You can move through or just press 2 down dog. 2 breaths here, please. Just a little breath catch. Left leg lifts. Exhale it to the front of the mat. Drop onto the back knee. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Bring the hands down. This time the right hand stays down. Keep that knee down as well. Open up for a twist. Keep sinking those hips forward. Drop the hand. Sink the hips back. Come into your prep pose first, even if you're going to do the full split. This is Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. You should feel it behind the leg. So you can stay here, or you can come into your variation of Hanumanasana, full split. Again, I'm using a block. Notice this is on a higher height than on the other side. Right? For me, that's what I need. One side is not necessarily the same as the other. Honor your body. If you push it too far to the point of injury, then you're going to be out of practice for a long time. So it's better to pull back a little bit. When you need it, I'm going to come out. You stay in for another 2 breaths, please. So you really, really important to honor your body and listen to it. It's telling you. So come on out of your Hanumanasana. Make your way back to your low lunge. Notice my hips are really sinking forward. And then lift the arms up. And then exhale the hands down. Curl the back toes in. Lift the back knee and just pop up to the front. Fold over. Okay, bring the feet together, please. We're going to close this out with an Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink your seat. Stay low. Lift the heart. Arms reach up. And then exhale. Arms back around. Okay, very good. So let's come into Garudasana, eagle. So arms come out to the side. We're going to do the right arm over the left, okay, and give yourself a hug on your back. Don't bring the hands on the shoulders. Bring them, see where mine are? Right behind your back, upper back. All right, you can stay here, lifting the elbows, or you can come into eagle arms this way or this way, whatever the body allows for, okay? Now we have right arm over left. You're going to bend the knees and go left knee over right. You can keep that knee that leg hanging, that's fine. Or you can bend so deeply that it touches the mat. If this pose is in your practice, feel free to bow. And if you have bowed, rise back up. Use that core. And then unwind the legs, stand up, unwind the arms, reach overhead. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms touch, gaze up. And then exhale the hands back around. All right, we're going to do the other side now. Arms come out to the side like a universal hug. Left elbow over right. Okay, bring those fingers back as much as you can. Lift the elbows up. This is a fine place to stay. Or you can come into your variation of eagle arms, Garudasana. Okay, now we're going to do the second part, lower half of the body. Bend the legs, open them up a little bit. You're going to bring the right knee over the left. Some people have the ability to kind of hook that leg around. You can go do that. I don't have that ability. And if you folded, fold forward. I say try it. You're at home, right? You're alone. No one will see you fall. Quite frankly, even in a yoga studio, if people see you fall, it's not a big deal. Press into that foot, rise up, engage the core. Well done. Unwind the legs, unwind the arms, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, flying. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands back. Whew, to heart center. Okay, I thought we would do one more balance. So we're going to do a figure 4 pose. So if instead of figure 4 you prefer to do half lotus, you can do that. You can bring your hand around. If the opposite arm can reach the toe, grab it. Otherwise, stay like I'm doing. See how my hands are? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk you through figure 4. Right foot bends, you're in this figure 4. Okay, if you're in half lotus, that's fine. You can do the same thing we're doing, but just in half lotus. You're gonna bend, half lotus, you're gonna fold over. Just completely over. Bend here, sink into the seat, you'll feel it here. And then eventually you're gonna fold over. If you're in half lotus, you're already gonna be folded. And if you don't know half lotus, you should be doing half lotus right now. If you were in my class, that'd be a different situation, right? I could talk you through it. I can see what you're doing, make sure you're not injuring yourself. So when I give the options, if you're at home, I hope that you're just doing what you're comfortable and familiar with. I don't want anyone to get hurt. All right, so gaze forward, engage the core. We're rising back up no matter where you're at. You're rising back up, hands back to heart center, feeling nice and steady. And then drop the leg down. Okay, well done. Shake it out. Other side, figure 4. Okay, or again, if you're going to come into half lotus, make sure you either have the bind or you have this makeshift bind. All right, hands at heart center or to the waist, whatever feels good. Bend that standing leg. Okay, before we fold over in our figure 4, you want to feel it, the outer hip. It's kind of like a standing pigeon. Not as intense, but standing pigeon. And then hands reach out, drop them down, fold over. All right, we're gonna rise up. So first find a drishti, engage your core, straighten that back, slow and steady. Rising up, hands to the heart center, release the leg. Well done. All right, let's take one final sun breath and then we'll come down onto the mat. Inhale the arms around and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise up, palms touch. Exhale, hands back around. All right, so we're coming onto the mat. What I'd like to do is crow pose. And then if you can crow pose into a headstand, a tripod headstand, you can do that. Or you can do crow and then just come into tripod headstand. Or if you really want to do regular headstand, traditional, that's fine too. So crow pose, you guys know it. If you're doing this video, you're keeping up with the video, you know crow. Try to get those knees as close to the armpits as possible. Gazing forward, that's the key to crow, is gazing forward. Finding that drishti. Good. I'm sliding off my arms here with my pants. I'm going to do it one more time, then I'm going to come into my headstand. So playing around with this. If you're doing the video and you really don't practice crow, you can just play around with getting comfortable with the weight in the hand. So just stay like this. This can be scary enough. Okay? You don't have to lift the legs. I'm actually sliding off of my pants. I'm going to forget it. I'm going to come into my tripod headstand. Make sure you're making a triangle if you're doing tripod headstand. Finding a drishti is really important here. and all balances. Let's get 5 breaths up, or whenever you've had enough. Elbows are bending back, making a 90-degree angle. And then when you're coming down, don't just plop down. Right? Come down with control. And then take a child's pose. I have to admit, that was not my best headstand. That's okay. It's really okay. Just wanted to get the inversion in. All right, come on up. Sit up, please. Check the time. Okay, perfect. Straighten the legs. Sit up nice and tall. Dandasana, reach for the big toes in yogi toe lock. Can everyone see me? I'll turn this way. Big toes in yogi toe lock. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, fold forward. Now my spine's rounding. As you see, that's okay. After I've come forward, then I can round. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Stay and breathe. Release this pose. Sit on up. Bend the right knee up, please. Make sure there's a palm's distance between the heel and the foot. Bring the shoulder on the inside. Reach forward for that straight leg. And then fold over. You can stay like this, or if you have a bind, mine is a little precarious sometimes, you can reach around. Grab the bind and fold over. I always joke around that I have cement in my shoulders. My shoulders are so tight, doesn't seem to matter what I do, they just are always tight, but I will tell you, 2 years ago I couldn't even do this bind, so clearly the yoga is working to open me up. I just have to, like all of you guys, remember that it's a process and ultimately it doesn't matter. But what's great about yoga is that you can see your progress, which is really nice. So wherever you're at, you're going to just release. This knee is going to stay bent. You're going to drop it out to the side. Come into Janu Shirshasana. Adjust yourself so you're sitting on an angle. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, turn to the straight leg and fold. Stay and breathe. Feels so good. And then release and just take a little twist over this bent leg, a little counter stretch here. And back to center, straighten both legs, please. Other side, left leg comes up. Make sure there is a palm's distance between the thigh and the foot. Reach the left hand forward. Okay, stay here. Maybe your right hand stays on the up, down here to keep you balanced. Maybe you have balance, or you can have both hands on the leg. Maybe you can bind. This side is always much harder for me, so I'm not going to. Go where you gotta go. Go where you need to go. Okay, allow the body to dictate where you're going to go. Use the breath to help you get a little further. Don't go far enough that you're going to hurt yourself. But maybe you can go to your edge where you're feeling that really intense sensation. Some days in yoga, we really need to challenge ourselves. And other days in yoga, we need to pull back and just be and be okay with that. So you're going to come out of this pose, whichever variation you have taken, and drop that knee to the side. I'll turn this way. Make your adjustments. So you're sitting on an angle. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, turn to the straight leg and fold over. Janu Shirshasana. And release. Twist over the bent leg. Sit up tall. Oh, twist those ribs around. Feels nice. and then release. Okay. Let's bend the right leg up again. Please cross it over the ankle. Back a little bit. We're going to take a twist to the right. So you're going to bring your right hand behind you. Inhale the left arm up and bring the elbow on the outside and turn to twist. Or if this is really challenging, you can always hug the elbow in. Hug the knee in. Pull the belly in, create some space, twist the ribs around. And then release, and just go right into the other side. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Bring the left hand behind you. I like to inhale the arm up and then bring it across, but you do not have to. You can hug the leg as well. And then release that. We're going to make our way down onto the mat. So lie down, please. Bend the knees. I'm going to move this back so you guys can see me. Okay, lying down, bending the knees. Good. We're going to come into bridge pose. So maybe you want to remove the ponytail. Bring the feet close enough to the seat so that you can touch them. And make sure that the knees are over the ankles. Okay, you don't want the knees splayed out. You guys know bridge. Setu Bandhasana, notch the chin to the chest when you're ready. Inhale, lift the hips up, shimmy the shoulders underneath. Count of 5. Slowly lower down. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side, please. We're going to hug the knees into the chest. Drop both knees to the right. Try to keep the knees as close to the upper body as you can. Left arm comes out to the side. Take a blanket under that left shoulder if it's lifting. Come through center, drop the feet, readjust your hips, hug the knees in, drop everything to the left. Right shoulder stays connected to the mat. Palm faces up. Palm faces up. I love this twist. I love it. Come back to center, please. Hug the knees in. Take a happy baby. Grab the outsides of the feet. And heels face the ceiling. Bring those knees in towards the armpit and rock. Drop the left leg down. Keep that right knee in, happy baby. And then switch sides. Back to full happy baby. Hug it in one last time. All right, grab the big toes in yogi toe lock. Straighten the legs, open them up in a V. Reach those heels out. Pull the legs together. And then open. Pull them together. And open. Last one. Pull together. And then hug the knees in. All right, we're going to come into Shavasana. So feel free to put on your sweater or your socks or whatever you have that can keep you warm. I have a blanket that I'm going to put over my midsection. Close your eyes. We're going to be silent for about a minute. So just try to focus on your own breath here. Hopefully you have some music playing in the background. If not, you can probably hear my dogs barking. Just allow whatever thoughts come into your mind. Allow them to swirl around and then send them on their way. The idea is not to clear your mind completely of all thought. That is just not possible. Slowly wiggle the fingers and toes. Hug the right knee in. And then the left. Gently roll to your right side. Stay for a moment or two, a couple of breaths here. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Try to keep your eyes closed if you can. Finding that comfortable seat where we started. This comfortable or this cross-legged position is called Sukhasana. It is a yoga position, and that means easy seat. So just notice how this Sukhasana feels different, or maybe feels different than the one we did, just about an hour ago. Notice maybe where you're feeling a little more open in your body. Right? As yogis, we try to be sort of passive observers of our own yoga practice. So noticing and observing without judgment and without expectation. Inhale your hands together at heart center. Bow your chin down towards your heart. Take a moment here to express gratitude for yourself, for coming to your mat today. I hope you all are well. I hope you are staying well. I hope you are feeling well. And I look forward to when we can meet together on our mats in person at the various studios and places where we all practice together. I hope you have a lovely day. I am thinking about all of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.